For a few tantalizing weeks.
Well,
Somehow.
I do want to point out that like most shooters are not mentally ill, actually.
What?
Like,
Okay, this is the other problem that I have. I kind of feel like anybody who kills somebody is mentally ill. Anybody who murders. If you murder, now don't get me wrong, anybody, if you kill, you could kill in self-defense or kill on accident. But if you murder somebody, aren't you kind of mentally ill to begin with?
well, not diagnostically, not clinically. Like that's you're talking about like actual symptoms, and shooters on average, they're probably more mentally ill than the average population. But like 50% of people will get diagnosed at some point in their life with some mental illness. So it's like if 50% of the population is mentally ill, can you really say mental illness is what's causing the shootings? Like I think, there are definitely people like
if you're into eugenics, you can.
Well, God, okay. And yeah, like mental illness can be caused by the environment and stuff. You can have depression that is like not really neurochemical. It's like your life sucks, so you're depressed kind of thing. And I think that's what a lot of depression is. And I think a lot of like shooters might be mentally ill in that sense. But also, if you look at high profile shootings, it's okay. So we divide this up. Our statistics on mass shootings, most mass shootings that get recorded are not really what we think of when we think of mass shootings, right? So it's mostly basically stuff like, a husband shoots his wife and a police officer. That's a mass shooting, right? Or like two police officers. Well, it's just the way it's counted is counterintuitive.
Sure. This number of people in this given amount of time.
Right. But when we're thinking about like the big high profile mass shootings, like your situation where someone walks into a public place and just starts shooting people for like no.
I believe they're called massive multiple online shootings or mass.
God, okay.
All right. Sorry.
So stuff like that is a minority of mass shootings, but counted in the statistics. But when you look at why people do stuff like that, it's normally, their life really sucks and they're violently depressed combined with some kind of extremist ideology.
Okay.
And that's really the ingredient that does it. It's usually
so this kind of brings me back to what I was saying. They're lost and confused and extremized. So creating a world where we have dug so deep into people's mental illness. Everybody I meet has a mental illness. Everybody. They're just all like, oh, I got to put this chair over here. It looks better. I'm a little OCD like that. And I'm all like, no, you're not.
Right. Yeah, that's not
just
what
the damn
OCD
chair there,
is.
and that's totally fine. But don't, it's like you are not OCD. I know people who are OCD. I live with one, and the rest of her family is that way too. And they are like literally counting the boxes of cereal and only taking the third back last one from every can as they're shopping and stuff like this. That's OCD. I've known people who had to like put on their slippers 3 times while like whistling and breathing in and out, going, it's like, that's OCD, And so in this world where we all have something and everybody's looking for something, and that's my point, when we have ideas of untreatable things, doesn't it exponentially explode the doubt that's already growing in all of these people? All of us think we have something. I'm medicated for something. In fact, I'm confident to say just about everybody I look at, whether they admit it or not, are.
Yeah.
Just about.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Does heartburn count? Because if heartburn counts, I'm going to say everybody is medicated.
I think there are broader societal issues to talk about here than just lots of people are crazy, right? But on the other hand, some medications legitimately don't work for some people who do need medication, but that just doesn't work.
Right.
And who can say how many people that is, right?
Right.
Who can say how many people just need like a better paying job and people who love them in their life and they don't have that, I think that's probably a lot of what it is. And extremist ideologies, no matter what they are going to be attractive in a society where people don't like the status quo. So
Right.
improve the status quo, and the problem starts to solve itself.
Well, I guess that brings us a bit full circle, because that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Until we're in a world where people are considered equal and can be themselves and go do their stuff, a lot of these little things wouldn't be problems. Mental health wouldn't be a problem in that world. We would basically say, oh, that person needs some help. Let's help that person out. You know, and everybody's just, oh, that's too altruistic. No, it's not. It's self-centered. It's crap. Half the people that I help out in my life is so that they will leave me alone.
Right.
And anybody who thinks that's not the case, go ask your mom or your wife. 90% of the crap that they do is so that you will shut up and go away. You know, that's what my wife does. She basically says, oh, I already took care of the dishes. You know what that means? That means, Chauncey, go play on your computer. I'm going to watch some TV shows and I don't want to hear anybody talking.
It's nice that you two have your own. It's nice that you communicate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a
there.
rough day and you're just, I am not down for this right now. So I'm going to get all the obstacles out of the way to make my life easier. And that's what they do. I mean, my wife does all of our laundry in the whole house. You know why? So we don't accidentally butts up her clothes like we have done many, many, many times. Now, we're not going to now, but she's so incredibly in the habit of it. I have to like get in her way and like fight her to do some laundry so that she will go do something else. But she's so stuck in the habit of clearing space for herself from a bunch of people who don't give a crap, which is her family through the years, you know. So basically, I guess my point here is, if you can't get behind taking care of mental health because you're a caring, compassionate person, get behind it because you're a selfish piece of whatever word fits in there in your brain. You get where we're going with this. All right.
Sure.
I'm getting myself worked up, Kara.